Nearly half a century ago, Oracle transformed how the world managed data. More than a decade ago, we reimagined how business works in the cloud. And now, as AI reshapes how we operate, compete, and innovate, Oracle is once again leading the way. That data, it's now your AI fuel. That cloud, it now trains and runs the world's most powerful AI models. And those models, they power the Gen AI built into your business processes and the AI agents that automate it all. Oracle brings AI to every corner of your business so you can imagine beyond the boundaries of what's possible. Whether it's leveraging AI to increase productivity, make decisions faster, and save money, using AI-powered forecasting to secure and maintain a power grid for millions of customers, training AI models to make the world's most powerful particle accelerator run faster and more efficiently, or harnessing AI vector search to tackle antibiotic resistance. We help you stay ahead because Oracle was built for the era of AI, so we can build the future of AI for you.
Please welcome to the stage, David Clifton.
Welcome, everyone, and thank you for taking the time today to talk about how AI is transforming our consumer industries. These are spaces that we live in every single day. When you check into a hotel, order dinner, board a flight, or buy the latest sneakers, you're acting as a consumer. And behind those experiences, more often than not, is an Oracle system helping that business serve you. We're here to explore what AI means in that space. And you're going to see a number of different demonstrations, prototypes, bits of software, capabilities that we have throughout the presentation today. I did, though, once hear that it's important to start any good presentation with something sensational, a hook, something crazy, something that's going to get people very excited. So I picked this quote from a gentleman who might get a little bit sensational about how AI affects all of us in our businesses today. He says that AI has the potential to be more transformative than electricity and fire. I don't know about any of you, but I find electricity somewhat useful on a daily basis. It gives us light, it gives us our toast in the morning, it does just amazing things for us. And so when someone says that something is going to be more transformative and more impactful to my life than electricity, I sit up and I listen. However, there's a lot of discussion these days about, is it hype? Is it essentially overblown, if you will? And so we're going to investigate that a little bit today and try to put some meat on the bones of what AI is in our industries. There's some relevance to saying that there is hype in this industry. While studies show that 80% of employees already use AI in some way in their business every day, 95% of AI projects in a recent study were found to show no direct return on investment. It sounds very discouraging, but what's fantastic is that that research also tells us what actually works. There are two things that we need to make AI work. We need to embed AI directly into our core business processes, and we need to partner with technology experts who bring a proven foundation to enable us to deliver those capabilities. The way we're doing that at Oracle for consumer industries is through our domain-specific applications, our industry vertical applications that power all of the business processes that we have in retail, hotel, travel, and restaurants today. When we put this into the core process, we see success. I also would say that we've seen this before. Every major technology wave has followed a similar pattern. When personal computers arrived, we handed them to a set of folks we might have called business analysts. And the store operations manager at a retailer would have called up the business analyst and said, this was how much I sold today. This is everything that I did. Crunch the numbers for me. Do your magic over there. Give me some insights. Tell me what I should do in my business. The business analyst would go off and use something called a spreadsheet, which we all now really know and love. And they would churn out essentially analysis based on a completely imperfect understanding of what actually happens in a store. Because they weren't in the store, they were separate, they were outside. It was only when we took that technology, put it in the hands of the people running the business every day, actually performing the transactions, when the store operations manager could see their metrics live as operations were occurring, that's when we saw business value. And we've seen that over and over again with the internet, virtualization, and the cloud. Early on, we experiment on the side. We bolt on. We go to chat.whatever.com. We copy and paste what we're doing. We wait for it to generate some sort of result, some sort of recommendation. Then we copy and paste that back into the systems that we're actually doing our business. That only gets us so far. AI is now at a similar turning point. If we want to see it deliver value, it needs to be baked into the workflow itself. What is AI in this context? And I think it's very important for us as retailers, hoteliers, travel experts, et cetera, to be able to think about all of the different AI we already use in our products today before we start thinking about what's different with the new technology. Today, we have algorithms that do price optimization. We have systems that figure out allocations that move items from warehouses to the store. We have all sorts of different AI algorithms, but they are what's referred to as deterministic. That is to say, if I take the same data and I apply the same algorithm, I get the same result every time. They work like a flow chart. If, then, else. They go, if A is true, then B. The new technology is probabilistic. You give it the same data, you provide the same input, and you get a different output. Now, I would compare that to another machine that we see around all the time that does the same thing. Humans. Human beings are probabilistic computers. Essentially, the neurons in our brain fire differently based on the context of the world around us, what's going on within that space. And it's very important. Let's give an example from the travel industry. Let's say, for example, you're a customer service rep for a budget airline. And you get a call. The customer calls in and says, my flight was canceled, I'm very upset. Pull up the customer's profile. They've had 50, 60 flights in the last several years. Regular customer, but this is a budget airline. I scheduled you on the flight the next day. Here's a $20 coupon. What's the problem? The human on the other side of the phone, though, hears that this was the flight that they needed to get on time to their mother's funeral. It's not at that point any flight. It's not one amongst 50 flights. It's the one flight they're going to remember for the rest of their life. It's the only flight that will matter when they decide if they're going to buy from our airline and travel again, or someone else's. Context matters. Generative AI and probabilistic computing gives us the ability to ingest that context, to do things and react in ways that we can't do with if-then-else logic. We simply can't code all of that into the system. It lets us build systems that are reality-aware, not just rule-aware. But we don't get any value from that, again, unless we embed it in the core process. So how do we do that? Within our industry vertical applications, what we've had to do is re-baseline the foundational architecture of all of our products. And so that is what we have done and what we are doing, and you'll see that today. We've already been building our products on Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, which happens to be one of the most scalable technologies in the world for AI and inferencing. On top of that, we have OCI's Generative AI service and our Generative AI agent service. We then, in our applications, amongst the tens of thousands of business flows that you go through every single day, whether it's selling a product, checking someone into a room, checking them out, all of these flows, what we do is we embed that capability in there. We give that AI an opportunity to understand the context and make a decision. On top of that, we also give you tools to extend it. We go an extra step. We allow you to customize it to your business process flow, which makes it more successful in your ability to implement AI successfully in your business. You'll see this come to life in this presentation in 3 ways. You're going to see applications where AI is embedded directly into the service and payment processes. You're going to see a story from a leading brand that's using AI to extend its reach beyond the racetrack. And you're going to see how you can access the AI infrastructure platform inside these applications to further expand the capability and customize it for your business. Let's start with an industry we've all experienced this week, hospitality. I'd like to welcome onto the stage Jason Bryant.
The most transformative technology fades from view, becoming part of our everyday life. If the AI that we build is visible, then we probably didn't design it right. That's going to be a backdrop for a good part of our conversation today. By example, what we'll take a look at is something that we all probably experienced this week, which is checking into a hotel, and how our hospitality applications have strung together 3 AI agents, creating an agentic flow that dramatically improve check-in time as well as provide for a personalized guest experience. First, before we jump in there, it's important to understand a fundamental problem in the hospitality industry, which is inaccurate guest profiles. Right? The inaccuracy of these profiles create a hidden tax on the hospitality industry. Right? It's paid by lost revenue, leakage of loyalty, and then a significant amount of manual effort in order to solve for that. And then to this day, that those inaccurate profiles, you can understand it's kind of intuitive, right? Because of the number of systems that think about each of you went through in order to get into your hotel room. Right? One, there's the website that you may have booked your room on. Then there's a separate email that you would have gotten from a separate system for your confirmation email. There then is possibly a mobile app, a kiosk, and then obviously standing right there at the front desk if you check in at the front desk. And that's what we're going to look at today. And if you think about it too, the majority of the time that staff at the front desk when you're checking in, they don't even have enough context to appreciate if you're a return guest, let alone how to personalize a communication or an offer to you. Okay, this is where our Smart Profiles agent comes in, right? The first step in this chain. The agent, real time, is trying to triangulate between the reservation, the profile of the person on that reservation, and in this instance, the human standing there. Right? It's constantly looking to make sure that it has an accurate profile. Often the single biggest issue is duplication. Right? There's a duplicate records for a particular guest. So what the agent, or what the smart agent is doing, is going through, first of all, certainly identifying that duplication is there, but also attempting to merge those records right? To create a singular unified view of this guest. Now, what was shown here on the screen was not just simply that the front desk staff typed the name in wrong and then it auto-corrected that. It actually was from that beginning, the front desk staff typed in that name, and the system, seeing that it was inaccurate, looked through the reservations, matched up for the right reservation, and then also found the profile for that guest. And then a common theme through each one of these three agents that I discuss is the opportunity to bring a human into the loop. If the agent is conflicted, it'll then surface that conflict to the staff with a recommendation of how to solve that. The staff then, with one click of the button, can make a selection on how to resolve the duplicate or whatever the issue that it sees. The agent then is learning from the human that has been that entered into that loop. The next step, that smart profile agent hands off to the offer agent. The first step that the offer agent does from a personalization standpoint is it creates a willingness to pay index, right? Or a demand curve, real time for every single guest. It uses that demand curve and then looks at this particular property and what are the types of things at this property that could be offered, whether it's room upgrades, food and beverage offers, spa, connecting room, what are the different amenities. It selects the one or two that are most relevant for this particular guest and that will drive the most revenue, and then it also real-time prices those offers. Under the hood, in addition to that, the AI models are blending the recent behavior of the guest, may have communicated with the guest earlier in their journey, and then also provides guardrails for the rate integrity, how to handle loyalty, how to handle what the inventory strategy is. Crucially, the system learns in two different ways. One is it's learning in aggregate, right? So it's learning for this particular property, let's say days of the week, or for a particular room category or type of product that they have, right? What's the demand for those products? So basically, rising tide rises all ships. More importantly to this guest, right? In this particular transaction, it's learning about them and how best to serve them based on the previous steps that we may have communicated with that guest. What have we already shown them? At what price points? All of that, right, creates a coherent communication with the guest throughout their stay, and certainly right there at the front desk. Similarly, this agent, while we're relying on is the human, is to then look at the offer that's been presented to them, communicate that to the guest, and if the guest accepts it, click one button. That one button then actually updates the inventory, it updates the guest's record, updates their, let's say their, the room revenue, whatever it is that it fulfills whatever it is that they just asked for, okay? And then thirdly, the final step, the offer agent would hand off to a room assignment agent. Now understand, room assignment to this day still very much is a manual process, right? Usually it's done, depending on the property, big casino, maybe it's done the night before, maybe the morning of, many times right there. The staff is assigning that room right in the very beginning. And so armed with a clean ID, right, so now that the system knows it has the right guest profile, armed with direct access to inventory, and then also whatever the most recent, right, the offer agent will be also handing off whatever the signals that it will have collected about this guest. The room assignment agent goes through and determines what's the ideal room to put this guest into, to check them into. All right? And it's going to read things like the bed type and the view and whatever the preferences of the guest are. Certainly if there's like ADA compliancy issues, whether they wanted a crib or a rollaway, and then also live statuses. So for instance, is the room available from a housekeeping standpoint, or is there any maintenance going on with the room? For the staff, back to the human in the loop, for the staff, the process is very simple. The agent displays to them one or two rooms that would satisfy most ideally this particular guest. Click of a button. That's all they have to do. Now, they do have the ability, if they want to override it, for some reason they have a signal or they have something where that they have a better idea of how to satisfy the guest, they can do this. The agent under the covers is learning from all that human interaction. For the guest, the experience is much faster, much more personalized, and by removing the hunting of the staff looking for a room and assigning a room and making decisions, That interaction shrinks what now is minutes to moments. The staff can focus on connecting with the guest. So what I've shown you here today, it's not 3 demos, right? It's one agentic system. Each agent has a clear objective, has shared memory, it has guardrails. Each one had a human in the loop where it was necessary in order to fortify the precision of the agent. Each of the agents are learning from the human in the loop. And they all don't live in just one app. I showed you a particular example of what happens very quickly if you walk up and check in. But these same agents power web and mobile property management systems, kiosks, contact centers, and non-property tools. Back to the original reason why there is a scattering of profiles and a scattering of information. That's our focus. Capabilities over features, invisible AI, unmistakably personal. Please welcome the Red Bull Racing team.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Please. Awesome. I am joined today by 2 people who live and breathe high-speed innovation. Jack Harrington, our partnerships group lead, and Martin Galpin, who leads software engineering for Red Bull Racing. So thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, hello guys.
Oh, yes, and should we pop a Red Bull?
It gives me the wings I need for this Q&A, so yeah, cheers.
Actually, absolutely. Look, let's start with you, Martin. So, Formula One is obviously incredibly data-driven, and the data comes fast, has to be processed fast, have to be able to execute and make decisions based on that. How does that sort of shape how you approach AI and these changes in the AI industry going forward?
I think Formula One is a unique environment, as you say. I think we have time constraints other industries don't. It's a competition, so we have to be better than our competitors. And I think when it comes to AI, we just have to be very smart about where we utilize it, how we augment the tools we already have in order to actually help people make better decisions at the track.
Yeah, and from that perspective, once you have the data, you then need to help the team make decisions quickly. Could you talk a little bit about, as I understand you have a knowledge-based bot that they can interact with and get information on the fly?
Yeah, so the regulations we have in the sport are very complicated, and the time pressure from which you need to make decisions at the track is very short. So using AI and Oracle AI to help us basically get more value from the knowledge we've acquired over the years and actually augment experience to actually expedite decision making on the pit wall.
Yeah, and that's an amazing example of how you're able to embed that intelligence in the moment so that decisions can be made rapidly on the track. That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about, I think, augmenting the tools we already have today with better capabilities.
Awesome. So Jack, maybe shifting gears a little bit, one of your first collaborations with Oracle has been around fan engagement. Can you tell us a little bit about what we're doing together?
Yeah, sure. So, firstly, hello everyone. Prior to working with Oracle, we just had a CRM database, which was a bunch of email addresses, and we'd ping around an email to all of them saying, hey, we've got a race this weekend, come along, it's going to be cool. But beyond that, it didn't really cater to who our fan was or what they wanted, which driver they liked, etc. So one of the first projects that we worked on with Oracle was integrating CrowdTwist into become our loyalty platform. And so essentially by interacting with the team as any normal fan would, by watching a video of us doing a pit stop in zero gravity or reading an article about how much Max loves driving around Las Vegas, you earn points which can be traded in for prizes coming to a race, copy of the video game, signed items, etc. It also gives them unique experiences which they wouldn't be able to do otherwise. Last year, our fans were able to design the look of some of our cars at certain races, which no other team is doing. But while they're having these interactions and sort of engaging with us as a team, we're learning about who they are, what they want. And so we're able to deliver bespoke content to them, which builds up that personal connection with our fan and makes them feel as if they're part of the team, which they are. And so it's been incredibly exciting watching the platform develop and, with this new AI integration. And we're really excited to see how we can further push it on. But it's already a huge success. I mean, I'm a member of it and I work for the team. So, sign up, guys. It's called The Paddock. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. When I heard it was CrowdTwist behind that fan engagement, I was just so hyped. Just an amazing product. And you came to that when we were talking before. I remember you have sort of a interesting path coming into being on an F1 racing team. You spent a number of years at Abercrombie & Fitch leading some IT initiatives in retail. So obviously you learned about fan engagement and customer engagement there. How has that sort of colored your view of retail and sort of adjusted how Red Bull's approaching your fan base?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I must say it's not a natural career path to go from IT retail into Formula One, but here I am. And I never thought these two worlds would come together again, but we're talking about it now. I think it really speaks to the breadth of the partnership that we have with Oracle in that, we're exploring how we can further push our efforts in retail, how we get our shirts out to our fans, how you can buy a cap. I mean, even walking around today, everybody's stopping me, say, hey, where can I get one of these shirts? And I'm sort of pointing them to our website. But we also have, physical retail spaces based on our campus, and we're exploring what technologies we can introduce to really embellish those and make them a much more interactive space for people who visit them. And working with Oracle and the breadth of solutions that are available to us is just really exciting. I mean, we had some of your guys come around and talk us through what's possible, and it really blew my mind how much things have really moved on since I was in the game, as it were. But it's incredible. I mean, this is, when we talk about Oracle being a partner, it goes well beyond it just being a sticker on the car, and whether it be performance and track, to the solutions that Martin's talking about, or to us away from the track in our retail operations or applications across our business, from CX through to EPM and HCM. Oracle touches every single member of our team. So yeah, we're incredibly proud of that.
Fantastic. I have to say, you're doing an amazing job over there. I have a 15-year-old son. I've been a geek my entire life working for geeky tech companies, and it's the first time my teenage son wants my clothes from work. Just absolutely fantastic. I mean, look, it's amazing to hear the way you've embedded AI into the process so that you can make decisions in the moment. That's what we have to do in our consumer industries as well. And being able to connect from a brand perspective and leverage that engagement, just really fantastic, and hopefully we can all learn from that and bring that into our businesses for sure. So thank you very much for spending some time with us today. Really appreciate it.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
This way. All right, I'm going to need one of these now. One of the most pivotal points in the relationship between a brand and its customer comes down to that moment when you have to exchange payment. It's a key piece that essentially everything else is sort of building up to and then flowing away from. Here at Oracle, we're excited to be at the forefront of innovation in the payment space. So let's take a look at a couple of the key things that we're doing. And for that, I'd like to invite to the stage Chris Parent.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. For the next few minutes, I'm excited to share with you how Oracle's leveraging AI to really transform payments from both an operations but also a customer experience perspective across the hospitality industry. And really the goal here is to take processes that are somewhat slow, somewhat antiquated, and really try and make them faster, more secure, and more intuitive, whether you're working in finance, operations, marketing, management, and so on and so forth. So one of the easiest ways that we're going to focus on this is allow you to simply ask Oracle. So in natural language, being able to ask questions like, what is the payment status for a particular transaction? Or how much revenue have we had for a brand or a particular region? Or simply show me offline declines for a particular store location. This doesn't require any special queries, any hunting through complex reports, just the answers served up to you instantly. And this helps us streamline decision-making, helps us save analysts multiple hours spent in Excel bringing all of this together, and more importantly, gives the operations team access to really timely information that they can have at their fingertips. But it's not just about serving up answers to questions. It's also about how we can take action. So using agentic AI tools, we can initiate workflows such as reconcile a store or reconcile all stores or email me data on a monthly basis. Now, behind the scenes, the traditional ID-based matching that we've done for decades can't solve every single variance. So with Oracle Payments, we're applying several advanced models, fuzzy logic, cosine similarity, Levenstein scoring, which all sound fantastic, but really what they do is help us bridge the gaps by detecting near matches in the data. And we can use amounts, timestamps, any account details. And what this allows us to do is really close the loop on transactions that would just otherwise remain unmatched. And a human would have to go and do that matching. So this gives back an inordinate amount of hours for the team to be able to spend elsewhere. And then what we can do using AI-generated summaries, we can start giving instant visibility into KPIs and also exceptions. An example, 1st of August, we're still processing. July 30th, we've got a $200 variance. And then we can go into that $200 and show you exactly where the variances are. But more importantly, we can take all of that data and then start to do time series models. So a great use case is looking at cash flow. So we can take all of that data and be able to forecast based on seasonality, day of the week, even event data, to be able to show any potential opportunities, but also risks in the business. So this is just one way that Oracle's leveraging AI to focus on operational improvement. Let's now take a moment to highlight another really fast evolving area, which is really redefining the payment space, and that's biometrics. So if you think about biometric authentication, be that fingerprint scans, facial recognition, even behavioral biometrics, these can all completely transform both the security and the ease of a payment. So in food and beverage environments, as an example, it gives both customers and staff a much higher level of security. Imagine in a hotel, a guest being able to check in just using facial scan at a kiosk, or doing a confirmation for a high-value transaction without needing a PIN or a password, just your fingerprint. Let's kind of talk through a very specific use case, a fan in a stadium. So imagine that you've added your biometric data to your season ticket. In this example, you can have the fan interacting with the technology from the very beginning. So imagine they go to check into the hotel, but they check in using their team's app. They're given a QR code. That becomes their hotel room key, their event pass, their parking permit, and then their mobile payment wallet to be able to pay for any food, beverage, merchandise throughout the venue. They then use the app to be able to wayfind through the stadium, but when they want to order a beverage in their seat, they can simply scan a QR code and be able to order, pay, and have those items delivered directly to the store, to the seat. Another user who doesn't have the app is then able to go to a self-service kiosk, use their payment method, and be able to just take their items and be able to walk out of that marketplace. So these things not only allow us to speed up transactions, but we can then start laying in a lot of the loyalty components that the Red Bull team were talking about, so that we can offer very targeted offers, discounts on merchandising, incentives for social sharing as an example, but then tie that same transaction to another one such as age verification. So we not only make it faster, but we can get rid of almost all the common fraud reasons using biometrics. So to summarize, by us leveraging AI, we can not only give instant insights without you having to spend all your time compiling and analyzing data. We can leverage AI precision matching to be able to also increase your trust in that data. And then leveraging the autonomous exception resolution, we can take any variances and automatically deal with them immediately. And then lastly, using proactive intelligence, we can give the operations team the ability to make instant decisions and be able to act upon them accordingly. So this is a really exciting time for us. We're excited to see where this goes, not only for Oracle, but for our customers and your customers. So with that, I will have David come back up on stage. Thank you.
All right. So one of the biggest transformations that we are seeing in the consumer segment is the impact that AI is having on shopping behavior. We now must contemplate many questions like, will the person that's shopping be a human being or an AI agent that's acting on behalf of that human being? We also have to ask questions like, what will happen to our brands in a world where search results are being replaced by summaries? We don't necessarily have all the answers today, but we do see a world where the consumer wants to interact with their favorite brands in a new and a different way. And so we took our SaaS applications, the extensions platform that I discussed earlier, and we built a prototype showing one version of how we can meet the challenge of these new changes together. And with that, a short video.
Shopping online today often means endless searching, irrelevant recommendations, and difficulty explaining what you're looking for. But what if we didn't need to search at all? What if we could enrich the shopping experience with a digital shopping assistant that already knows our style, preferences, and what we might need next? Can we make a digital assistant just as good as the best in-store associate, with real-time interactions, true personalization, and flawless integration? Oracle Commerce is our backbone for product discovery and transactions. But if we can leverage AI agents and our suite of retail and customer experience solutions, we can elevate the experience to the next level.
Now, the solution must be enterprise-grade as well, providing an admin console that allows the business to manage critical aspects of an agent, such guardrails like content moderation, personal identify information, or security measures like Chrome injection. Additionally, it should enable operation teams to monitor the service activity and also identify and resolve issues efficiently.
From a UI perspective, we needed to create an experience that feels personal and friendly, like having a shopping assistant who knows what you need and what you like. I wanted to make sure that the AI assistant would be familiar to all users with no barrier to entry. It also needed to have a space to expand, to showcase products and profile information.
Meet Jill. She's your everyday shopper, just like you and me, simply looking for the right item. She's a fan of the brand, but with so many options on the table, making a choice feels overwhelming. So she decides it's a perfect moment to try something a little different, our digital AI shopping assistant.
I'm looking for a dress for a party this weekend.
Hi Jill, that sounds like fun. Will it be a formal or casual event?
Casual.
This weekend the weather in London is going to be sunny and warm at 23 degrees Celsius. These dresses would be a perfect choice. They'll look great with the blue wedge heels you ordered last week.
Our AI assistant knows Jill's tastes and preferences. It can recommend products taking into account everything we know about Jill, from her order history, data in Oracle Unity, and even real-time weather data. It can make highly tailored recommendations. Jill can still interact with the site how she feels comfortable before committing to a purchase.
The middle one looks great.
Can you order it for me in my size?
I've added the dress size 6 to your basket. Would you like me to check out using your saved payment option for delivery to your home address?
Yes, please. And when she's ready, the AI assistant can make the shopping experience frictionless and let Jill get the new look she's after through simple conversation.
Okay, done. Your order number is 01688043. Delivery should take between 2 to 3 days, and you'll receive an email with all the information. How else can I help you today?
Pretty cool, right? So let's see how this works behind the scenes. The AI shopping assistant is built using the Oracle AI Agents platform, a cutting-edge framework empowering your business to build intelligent, secure, and customizable AI agents. Take our AI shopping assistant as an example. It delivers personalized recommendations from Oracle Unity, has loyalty status and order history from Oracle Retail Customer Engagement, and manages the entire shopping experience through Oracle Commerce, including add to basket and checkout. The agent platform also enables our shopping assistant to use external services like weather updates to enhance interactions. And at the core of the platform is the AI agent service. Security and compliance are central. With built-in guardrails, moderation, and dedicated PII management to block offensive content and keep data protected, Oracle AI Agent's Retrieval Augmented Generation feature allows richer, context-aware responses and handles data ingestion and error management smoothly. Comprehensive testing in our integrated chat environment ensures every feature works as intended, making the Oracle AI Agents platform a powerful, adaptable, and enterprise-ready solution.
This is just the beginning. We believe this will replace search as the primary way people shop. Imagine a world where every purchase starts with a conversation, not a keyword. The future of e-commerce will be personalized recommendations of what you need and what's best for you, whether it's technology, groceries, or clothes.
And of course, all of that is available, generally available today. Happy to demo it to you and customize it to your processes. So as a reminder, we've been here before. We know what steps to take for success in this new world. We must embed AI capabilities into the core business processes, whether it's checking out a guest, selling a product, merchandising a store. And we must partner together to be successful in this world. We are in awe of the new capabilities brought by modern AI. We're excited by their potential for disruption and thrilled to be on this journey with you. Let's build that future together. Thank you very much.